The changes that Caring Hands is making in the small communities of Chiapas, Mexico, is hard to quantify. Thousands of children now have access to education and nutrition that a few years ago were thought to be impossible. In these modern facilities, whole communities now have access to computers and the internet, enabling them to continue their education through online university programs, a rarity in these remote, underserved villages.
In 2018, when we started the project within the communities, we found shyness in the kids. It was difficult for them to interact with us. But today you can notice a lot of confidence in them, because education breaks paradigms. Education frees you from mental ties. So when we talk about the educational impact, we're not just talking about kids getting credentials or a certificate or a degree. We're talking about this liberation and this personal growth.
Erich has a very strong background in creating sustainable change. And this is woven into the thread and the fabric of Caring Hands. When we understand that education, when we understand that food, when we understand that teaching them how to go and take what they learn and actually be able to apply that in the real world and to be able to get jobs based on what they're learning in these schools.
3 of these graduating students were able to come and work the harvest on our farm as an internship. They learned a lot of valuable lessons while they were here and were able to earn and take home money that they were able to use to start their own businesses to benefit their families and communities.
I learned the ways of how to create a good business. When I came back home, I set up a taco stand here, and it's going very well.
Let me tell you about Jose Guzman. He was our first university student. He now owns an internet company with more than 300 customers, and around 60 people obtain economic resources thanks to his company. Maybe he hasn't noticed the great impact he's generating, but through access to the internet, he's connecting these communities to the rest of the world. His legacy is enormous.
I am very grateful to Kayani for the opportunity of a lifetime that it's given me. It's allowed me to finish a professional career, and at the same time has allowed me to open a business that serves me and my community by employing 60 people.
It has changed my life because now I know how to handle computers, cell phones, and I can even download files and documents.
Roselia and her husband Lucio have graduated and now they've started their own business. They have a little chicken farm that they've started. They've been very resourceful with the education they've received and are now putting it back into the community.
It's lifting thousands of lives, which have an impact on generations of people in terms of quality of life, in terms of opportunity. We really are making a difference.
Today I have students who already have finished a university degree. I have students who with a lot of effort have managed to be entrepreneurs. And I have students who, despite the challenges, continue to look for new challenges where they can study and work in order to be a professional. And in that way, help their community and their family.
It inspires us with confidence to get to where we want to get to one day.
We walked into one community and all of us were walking in and there was a mariachi band that was welcoming us. And we had this one moment where we stopped. And Erich stood up on this wall and he said, this is the place where Jim stood, where we came together and we had a moment. And Jim said, we are going to change the generations and the lives of this entire community through the work that we do together. And then he grabbed Leanne's hand and he said, let's go. And the whole entire Caring Hands community walked into that community. And together they made a commitment that day, and we have never looked back.
Will I be what I show? Can I keep what I own? And believe in the promise of tomorrow. Now I know.
It gives us a vision, It helps us think differently. It teaches us that together we can achieve many things. They have supported us with the infrastructure, but above all, they have taught us to do things with our hearts and with our hands.
I think it is time to rethink our future, and we can do it by working together, educational institutions, parents, entire communities, Kayani carrying hands, and we are open to other joining hands to achieve together a better future.
These successes aren't going unnoticed. State and local officials hold Caring Hands up as an example, even a model, of what can be done to affect generational changes in their communities. Those who were helpless now stand on their own. Those who were lost and forgotten now lead and support others in their communities. What started with a small change for a few has become life-altering change for many. And where there was struggle, discouragement, and despair, now there is hope.
I just returned not very long ago from a Caring Hands mission in Chiapas, Mexico. And I just wish everyone could go. I just wish everyone could look into the eyes of these kids, look into the eyes of their parents, who all of a sudden have hope. Instead of just having nothing but despair, just having nothing but the same in front of them, they all of a sudden have hope. They have the possibility of education. They see their children getting nutritious meals at school because of your generosity. Do you understand the impact that you're having?
Now I know.